There's a 7-second contraction, no movement, no equipment, no gym, that researchers now believe triggers a specific type of fat cell that most people don't even know they have. Not the fat that jiggles, the fat that burns. And doctors aren't stunned because this is new. They're stunned because this mechanism was described in ancient texts over 1,000 years ago, and they're only now measuring why it works. Tonight, you're going to learn the exact technique, and you're going to feel it working in under a minute. Fat isn't just stored energy waiting to be burned. It's two completely different biological systems, and modern fitness has been targeting the wrong one for decades. Most people know about white adipose tissue, the fat that accumulates around your belly, hips, and organs. That's the storage unit. It holds energy. It resists effort. It thrives on stress, inflammation, and stillness. But inside your body, right now, you also have clusters of brown adipose tissue. Scientists call it BAT, and it doesn't store energy. It burns it. Brown fat is metabolically active. It generates heat by incinerating calories directly. For most of the 20th century, researchers believed brown fat only existed in infants and hibernating animals. Then, in 2009, 3 independent studies confirmed something that completely rewrote the textbooks. Adult humans carry active brown fat deposits in the neck, collarbone, and along the spine. Your body isn't broken. It's running on the wrong activation signal. For most of human history, our ancestors lived in environments that demanded constant temperature regulation. Cold nights, unpredictable seasons, long physical labor. We shivered, we moved, we contracted muscles, not just to move objects, but to generate internal heat. And that thermogenic demand, that pressure signal, kept brown fat switched on. Modern life eliminated those SIGs, NOLs. We live at 72 degrees year-round. We sit for 10 hours a day. We move in straight lines on machines designed to isolate individual muscles. We stopped sending the full-body pressure signal that tells brown fat to stay awake. Ancient cultures didn't have this problem because they had practices that deliberately recreated that signal. Not as fitness, not as ritual, as biology. In the Tibetan Tummo tradition, practiced for over 200 years, monks didn't just use breath and contraction to generate heat as a spiritual feat. They were activating a cellular mechanism that Western science only discovered in adult human adults in 2009. Tummo, translated roughly as inner fire, combined breath retention with full-body muscular engagement, specific squeezes held for precise durations. Ancient texts from the 9th century described heat rising from the core, spreading through the limbs, transforming the body from within. Modern thermography shows us exactly what that looks like in real time. Surface temperature rising by 3 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit within minutes of the practice. Here's what happens inside your body when you perform an isometric contraction, a squeeze with no movement, held for 7 seconds. The muscle fibers under tension release a class of signaling molecules called myokines. These aren't hormones, they're messages, and one of them, irisin, travels through the bloodstream until it reaches white fat cells. When irisin binds to a white fat cell, it triggers a process called browning. The white fat cell begins expressing a protein called UCP1, uncoupling protein 1, that literally uncouples the cell's energy production from its storage function. The cell starts generating heat instead of holding fat. Researchers call this beige or bright fat, white fat that has been converted to behave like brown fat. The mechanism requires one thing: pressure, not repetition, not cardio, not caloric deficit. Sustained muscular tension held long enough to flood the bloodstream with irisin. Modern research confirms this. A 2014 study published by researchers at Harvard Medical School found that irisin, triggered by sustained isometric exercise, significantly increased thermogenic gene expression in adipose tissue. A 2020 follow-up study at the University of Copenhagen found that even brief isometric contractions, as short as 7 to 10 seconds, produced measurable myokine release when performed with full-body engagement. You can feel this immediately. When you hold the contraction correctly, you'll notice warmth building not just in the muscle you're squeezing, but diffusing outward, across your chest, into your face, down your arms. That's not effort, that's thermogenesis beginning. Ancient practitioners called that warmth tummo fire. Sports science calls it elevated metabolic rate. Your body just calls it waking up. This technique is called the Soma squeeze, named after the Greek word for body, because it works through the body's own pressure intelligence, not effort or willpower. Sit or stand with your spine tall, feet flat on the floor. Take one slow breath. H in through your nose and hold it at the top. Keep your mouth closed throughout. For the beginner version, squeeze every muscle you can access simultaneously. Your thighs, your glutes, your core, your fists, your jaw slightly, as if you're bracing for impact. Hold that full body contraction for exactly 7 seconds. Release completely. Exhale. Let your body go entirely soft for 10 seconds. That's 1 cycle. Complete 5 cycles. Key focus. The squeeze must be full body, not just your core. Common mistake. People engage their abs and stop there. The Irison signal requires widespread muscular recruitment. For the intermediate version, after the 7-second contraction, instead of releasing fully, pulse the contraction 3 times at the end of the hold before exhaling. This extends the myokine cascade. Work up to 8 cycles. For the advanced version, combine the full body squeeze with breath retention and a chin lock. Known in yogic tradition as Jalandhara Bandha. Hold the contraction for 10 seconds. Apply the chin lock for the final 3. This intensifies vagal activation alongside thermogenic signaling. Mastery marker. When you can complete 10 cycles without losing full body tension integrity, you've built genuine neuromuscular coordination. Beginners, 5 cycles, once daily, ideally in the morning before eating. Maintenance, 5 cycles, 3 to 4 times per week. Mastery path, 10 cycles, twice daily, morning and late afternoon. First session, expect warmth and a subtle, energetic lift. After 3 days, you may notice core temperature regulation improving. Fewer cold hands, more consistent energy. After 7 days, research participants reported improved focus and reduced afternoon energy crashes. After 30 days, thermogenic adaptation begins. Your brown fat deposits may become more responsive, requiring less effort to activate. Important. If you have cardiovascular conditions, hypertension, or are pregnant, consult your doctor before practicing breath retention or high-tension isometric contractions. Stop immediately if you feel dizziness or chest discomfort. This isn't a fat loss trick. It's a biological conversation your body has been trying to have with you for decades. Modern fitness tells you to burn more calories, move faster, work harder, do more. Ancient wisdom, and now, increasingly, modern cellular biology tells you something different. It tells you that your body has a built-in thermogenic system that doesn't require movement to activate. It requires signal, tension, pressure, the language your cells were designed to receive long before treadmills existed. Your brown fat isn't dormant because you're lazy. It's dormant because no one taught you the signal. For 1,200 years, Tibetan monks sustained core body heat through Himalayan winters using nothing but breath and contraction. They didn't have gyms. They didn't have supplements. They had precise knowledge of how pressure and intention could change cellular behavior. We dismissed that knowledge as mysticism until we put it under an imaging scanner and watched the fat cells change in real time. You just learned what Tummo practitioners considered a foundational initiation. Not as a spiritual ritual, as a physiological conversation between your will and your cells. Brown fat activation isn't the goal, it's the side effect. The goal is remembering that your body is not passive. It responds to the right signal. Tonight, try 1 round of 5 Soma squeezes before your first meal. Tomorrow, notice if your body feels warmer, more awake, more metabolically present. In 7 days, ask yourself whether the effort feels like effort, or whether it's starting to feel like a return to something your body already knew. And if this found you at the right moment, you know what to do. As always, keep moving. Talk soon.